What up? What up? It's Shit Talking Sundays, and it's in the light of a warrior. We're going to talk multiple sclerosis today. And I'm going to just assume that since you're tuning in, you haven't burnt up because it's hot as shit steaming in the Louisiana Bayou, if that's even a thing. But it seems like it would be pretty humid and musty, and it probably would be horrible. But every day is Shit Talking Sundays. Remember, everything we talk about on this podcast is entertainment purposes only. It's my friend's journey with the way she's been dealing with multiple sclerosis. And so I'm just going to let her tell her journey, and I hope you guys learned something. Think outside the box. Make sure you consult a doctor. If you have a medical emergency, dial 911. Don't try anything that we talk about without consulting your doctor. With that being said, let me introduce you to the one and only. What's up, MS Warrior?
Hey. How are you doing, AJ? How's it going? You surviving the heat, huh?
Oh, of course, I'm in AC.
Yeah. Right. Woo. Look at me over here, guys. Woo. I know everybody is burning up right now. No, I'm in AC too, of course, and I've got a little fan under the desk. Hi, guys. I'm out there in my warrior territory. So let me get this out of the way. Um, Anything I say tonight on the podcast is solely what my medical team has put on board and had advised for me to take. And not by any means am I portraying to be a doctor or give you any medical advice. If you're not feeling well and you need 911, please don't hesitate to, do such and consult your medical team. Always. What may be good for me, my system, may not be good for you. What may be good for you may not be good for your warrior. So never just go off, someone's opinion, what works for them, because at the end of the day, we don't know what is good for someone else, only for ourselves. So with that being said, guys, what's going on out there? So as you guys know, I always post prior to day of podcast, and just to give you guys drop a little hint on what the show will be about. Today, I believe I posted that we possibly we're going to have two guests tonight. We had connection issues, so we will be bringing on guests, at a later time, and if they are actually able to connect during show, then we will bring them on and continue show as usual with them. So on that note, I've always got things prepared anyway, so I could always pull a rabbit out of my hat. I always have a plan B. um so one important thing that I want to talk about, and this is strictly to like I say, it's for everyone. I'm not giving everyone advice, but just for what I know, what I have learned about myself with multiple sclerosis and immune system. Of course, normal people, and meaning someone that's not stricken with the ailment, like with MS or other ailments, during cold and flu season, people think, oh, let me ramp up with vitamin C and stuff like that to give me that little extra boost with my immune system to get some more protection in right during those times. Well, I
The Scorpio in me won't let you get away without reminding everybody. Don't forget, you need that vitamin D, baby. You need that vitamin D. All y'all warriors
Darn.
out there, don't go without getting that vitamin D. Because today is Shit Talking Sunday. And it's not Sunday because every day is Shit Talking Sunday. Let's bring some little light to all of this. Let's have some fun today. Today is going to be a little bit different because it's hot. The mind's cooking, so we're going
Yeah, yeah. Are
to.
you frying up over there, friend?
Mhm. So,
But
I do have some
speak,
questions for you.
speaking,
With the heat, do a lot of people pass out? I mean, I know people pass out, but does multiple sclerosis enhance your chances on just
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. The heat exacerbates your inflammation, that and the damage that's on your brain, your neck, and your spinal cord. So inflammation, that's why inflammation is our enemy. So just think, anything that causes inflammation, stress causes us inflammation. Stress causes everyone inflammation, whether you have MS or not. Just stress. There's certain things that um, people that aren't stricken can't get away with either inflammation. If you are a healthy body, you drink coffee in the morning and you use sugar, you're causing yourself inflammation. But if you don't have underlying health problems, then 9 times out of 10, you're not going to see those effects right away. As opposed to me, if I was to get up every morning and um, have coffee or tea with, 3 teaspoons of sugar in it every day, I'm going to suffer. After a couple days, that sugar, 9 times out of 10, is causing some inflammation, and it starts to attack my nerves, and that plaque, that damage that's already exposed, is now on it, ruffling its feathers, and then my left arm is going to move slow. Um, my overall movement, I'm going to be weak. My legs aren't going to feel they're strong enough to carry the weight of my body. My leg may give out on me. When I stand up, I may vomit. I may be nauseous. Nausea is a big thing with MS. Um, so those things, and heat is what's that who enemy number one, the old school rap back in the day.
Public enemy.
Yeah, so um that's multiple sclerosis warrior. That's our worst enemy, because we already suffer from weakness, from the fatigue, from our muscles, not because we can't, not everybody, but people who are stricken like myself, I can't be too physical because it burns my energy like that, and I get weak, or I'm not strong as I was before MS. Um, and I still do things to help me keep the muscle tone. I used to go to my refrigerator and lift the gallon of milk. Those were my weights, even though I had little 5-pound weights in my room. But if I was in the kitchen, especially um, coming off a stint of the hospital, relapse or a flare, wherever I was at in the rooms, I would, pick up something and start doing my exercises, and to help keep that muscle strength, because it MS attacks your muscles as well. It's not just your um, brain, neck, spinal cord. It attacks your muscles as well. But the damage that you see in test MRIs is on your nerves, including your optic nerves as well. So um, the heat, humidity, shower, a stuffy room, um, it can drop your the slightest room drop in temperature can make someone like me feel like it's been a 20-degree change. So humidity, stuffy rooms, stuff like that, it exhausts you, because of that your core, your temperature rises, and that causes your body, you know um just imagine, those little if you put water in a pot and you start to boil, you see all those bubbles coming up and stuff. So just I picture it something like that, as where my temperature core is rising, and then I'm getting all these little bubbles that start from my feet that work their way all the way up, and those are actually stopping along the line of my spine, my neck, and my brain, and they're just tickling around everything, but they're on damaged nerves. Open nerves is what that is. Okay, so the heat causes inflammation, and then we start to have all these symptoms, and it can actually knock you into a flare. Okay, when those nerves, for me, and I've experienced this, so I'm solely telling you what I've experienced, is that when things happen to my nerves that are supposed to, say, even shots, say vaccine, stuff like that, when I get that type of stuff, it heightens my MS symptoms that I live with on a daily. But then it gets heightened. If I don't feel well, say not MS well, but say if I'm coming down with a cold or whatever, that affects my immune system, right? Because the mechanism to our immune system is turned on by those free radicals in our system, and its job is to attack that and do away with. Okay, so that is already zapping our system. So that's like, you know, double trouble. So we've got to be really, really careful of how much heat um, that we can tolerate. Some days for me are better than others. Why? I don't know. It's like some days I can be out in the heat a little longer than some other days. And, you know, me, and I'm really careful because I've learned this because I was started saying to myself, there has to be a better way. The MS was ruling me, and I was suffering by it. I really was, guys. I was suffering, and I was like, you know what? I need to learn to live MS better and not let MS live me better. And so I started paying attention to what I was doing, how it made me feel, whether it be heat, food, emotional conversations, um, all that, you know. I learned out the emotional side of stuff because last April 2021, I had been off all my DMTs for 8 months. I was doing a switch, and on top of the COVID, I didn't want to jump right onto this medication because it compromises my immune system, and I didn't want to be more susceptible to COVID. So I stayed off my medication. Well, that was a big, big mistake because within that 8 month time, I fell into a relapse. I had new lesions in my cerebellum, and that controls your emotion. Okay. So I've noticed that, and believe you me, I've cried probably half my life, and I'm a woman, I'm a girl, so um, um, so learning that, and it's what that part of the brain does for you having MS, and if that part of your brain has damage, it hurts to cry. And I don't mean it hurts my heart to cry, it hurts my head to cry since that new lesion. You know, um, I, females are emotional creatures, so I can't say, I'm more emotional than I was before. But there are times, and I don't know if it's because of my emotional sensors now are got damaged, because of that new lesion, or the MS, because the MS can cause emotional mood flips, swings, tumbles, somersaults. You guys catch my drift, right? So I do experience all that at times. I don't experience it all the time, but I have, so that's a big thing that I noticed since I had that relapse in April of last year, and where it's at and what that function part of the brain does for you, what it controls, and it's a son of a gun too, because it's like now I try and still steer clear of heavy duty emotional stuff that I know. And why I'm saying this is because one time I got really upset, and I mean really really upset, and it was with a family member, and I was really 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 upset, and actually we were face to face, and the things that I needed to say and get off my chest, it made me cry because it was emotional. And 2 3 minutes into that crying, my head felt like it was going to explode. It hurt, and it's a different pain. It's not a headache pain that I was experiencing. It was a pain, like, okay, somebody's in there with little tools and they were hammering all across, you know my brain. And I've experienced this slightly before, being upset and crying, and I was like, oh gosh, that's making my head hurt. So on more than one occasion, I experienced that, and I literally, guys, had to suck up that emotion because I thought I was going to pass out. It hurt so bad. So when I get emotional, like when I want to cry, to get emotional, it doesn't hurt, but when I start crying, it hurts my friggin' head. Like, whoo, you know, you guys, like that commercial Mucinex. You see the little green booger guy flying everywhere because he's getting knocked out of there. Well, I feel like they were up there just hammering away, you know. But as soon as I calm down and stop crying, the pain stops. I don't even have to take a Tylenol or anything to make that pain stop. It literally stops when I shut off that emotion. Fucking sucks. Oops, sorry. We're all grown in here, right? Yeah, I know we are. But yes. So um that all with that and all that. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Explained all that. So, but anyway, that's me, guys, with that emotional part, far as that part of the brain, and back to kind of the heat question. So that, anything that really with the brain, can affect us a little bit more. Well, I would say a little bit, but a lot more with someone who doesn't have multiple sclerosis, because our nerves in our brain and our neck and our spinal cord, if you're stricken, if you've been if you've got damage like I do, um, so there's a lot that that affect us, because our brain, our neck, and our spine's not healthy. So just imagine trying to load, hundreds of pounds on this ladder, and this ladder is missing steps. You expect this ladder, if you think this ladder is going to hold all that weight, um 9 times out of 10, it's going to be a little bit of a disaster. So that has a lot to do with the how much heat that your body can handle. Okay. And sometimes the heat, if you're out in the heat, it doesn't affect you right away, because a lot of people enjoy the sun. We were born around the sun. So, we're used to having a little bit of sun on our face every now and again, some more than others. And I grew up um, in the sun, swimming on boats, and our family had an island and we could only get to it by boat. And so as a kid, we were always swimming and, you know, sunbathing, going fishing, being out there from, you know, 8:30 in the morning, 9 till 11 o'clock at night. And I would just sit out there in the sun. I'd be beat red, and I would love it. I would love it and just feel the sun on my face. Um, I miss that tremendously. So, but just like with anything, guys, it's in moderation, in moderation. Um, and it doesn't even have to say it has to be MS in the sun. Just with anything in general, um, drinking, you know, everyone knows their limits before they start to act a fool, you
Mm.
know. you know, with anything. You know your limits. AG, with your concussion that you're still recovering from, you know your limits on what you could do during that recovery time. You know, you just didn't, I'm sure, jump right back out there a week later and get to lifting those weights again. And
You know, dealing with a concussion, it was it was just it was different because every day that I woke up, I wanted to be normal.
yeah,
Um, and I couldn't. I thought I
right.
was, and looking back on it, I'm still in shock on some of the things that I was able to do. Um, because looking at it now, I go, man, I can't believe I did this back when I was going through this concussion, because there were so many senses that were acting at the same time in the heat. Um, I'm not gonna say that it affected me the same way that it affects people with MS.
Hmm.
But I can say that they say the heat is your enemy with a concussion, because you're trying to hydrate your body because you want to stay hydrated. Um,
Okay.
but
Okay.
you know, man, it was just, it's the heat. Yeah, definitely
Hmm.
is some stuff to go through.
Right. And that's just like saying, you know, with someone who has a different ailment, that with, because we know even the healthiest of us all, we can only tolerate so much heat. It's going to affect our bodies. After we go home and sit down, shower, or whatever, you're going to feel that exhaustion from whatever you've been out. If you play football, you know, just anything sport out, if you're running, you know, a healthy body, how that sun affects you being healthy, right? So just imagine, we warriors coming out exposed basically to that heat, just going directly, say, basically frying our system. So we have to be careful, and it's in moderation. Now, some people can tolerate more than other people with multiple sclerosis. You know, it affects everyone differently. There's still people, you know, God bless them, who have the disease that I have, remitting, relapsing MS, and they're running marathons. I can't run to my car.
Mhm.
I can't run to my car. So I can't even run to the bathroom. I'd probably trip over my own feet and down I go. But you know what I mean?
You know,
So
you can't give up the sun. The sun. We are organic creatures, and
definitely
the sun is, you know, from all the, I mean,
way of life.
yeah, you need a lot of sun in your life for
Yeah.
all the vitamins uh,
Yeah.
that your body absorbs to help fight and combat some of the ailments
All
that you have.
kind of
So
things.
you're in a
Yeah.
catch 22 by trying to be in the sun
Right.
and
Right.
not get exposed to the heat. So you're damned if you do and you're damned if you don't. But
Right.
uh,
Damage. That's why we MSers take vitamin D in large amounts, prescribed prescription only. The vitamin D that we have to take, you that's not the kind that AG you could go buy in the store. That you can't get, we got to be on, because we are, our systems depleted from vitamin D, help of MS, first number one cause. And of course, we're not out in the sun too much. Now, I will tell you, I do make it a point to take my tail outside and get that sun on my face. It's not a lot of minutes, but I do it, and I do it daily. I go to my mailbox every day. Sometimes I stay right there by the fence, hang on to it, and I lift my chin up. I bull kid you not. I love the sun on my face. I miss it, and I get my little sun in for about 45 seconds, and I come back in the house. My I draw my windows open in my room. The sun shines across my bed. I put my legs up there. I get my little sun in during the daytime. I love it. I miss it. Um, so everything with the sun, moderation, because of what it can do to us. Some people can't tolerate enough to be out there in outings, and you can pass out because your body is just depleted of the energy it takes for you to maintain standing or whatnot, whatever it is you're doing, and for the heat. The heat, you know what I'm saying? The heat is like bricks on our back, is what it is. You know what I'm saying? It just puts that, it makes us have multiple levels of fatigue, is what it is. And um it hurts. That
Mhm.
fatigue hurts like nothing else that I've ever experienced. And I'm gonna keep it real. I suffer from pain every day with issues. My eyes hurt. If you guys see again, I don't want Josh to say, but I'm swollen again. I hurt here. So, you know, I lost track, you guys, what I was gonna say about that and the issue. AG, where you at?
What do you want to know?
I lost track of what I was getting ready to say. Can't handle the heat.
Uh,
Oh,
I know that Vince the Beast is listening to us from Team Fitness Major,
all
and
right
he
then.
says, "Does a cooling vest help?" And any of you MSers out there, maybe you should check into it because I do know some people that wear those cooling vests, and they do keep you cooler.
Yes.
No.
Sorry, guys. I lost track of what I was saying. It'll come to me in a minute. That's just MS issue. Um, yes, and I have one. I have a cooling vest. I have worn it before, and I take it camping with me. Sometimes I don't have to wear it because now we go glamping, and
Mm,
I'm in AC and stuff. But yes, and the MS Association does give them out free to qualifying patients, and it's neat because you can actually get the whole vest, or you can get the torso wrap. It comes with the neck wrap, the wristlets, and the anklets.
you
I
got it?
didn't, yeah, I have it. I showed it on one of my early podcasts.
Oh,
I chose the torso wrap because the vest was too heavy with
mhm.
all the ice packs that you got to put in there, that you can put in there. It was just a little heavy for me, so I opted to do the torso. Um, I did use it out in outside full fledged summertime for a couple hours here at my home at a birthday party,
Mhm.
and it did keep me a little cool. I wouldn't say it kept my whole temperature, you know, low. No, it didn't do that, but it didn't it didn't let me feel that I felt overheated, you
Right.
know, and that's the part. You don't want your core to get overheated because then that's when the attack starts coming. You need to stay cool. You need to keep that temperature down.
Well,
Um,
Stephanie says she can't handle the heat. Well, you know what my advice for you, Stephanie, is get that out the kitchen then. Adios. Get out of here. You got to go. No, I'm just messing with you. You're
I'm
probably
gonna kick
agreeing.
his butt, Steph.
We're gonna have to
Hi, every
have your hubby on here and see. We're gonna put you on the spot, put him in the hot seat, see if you can really cook.
right. So tonight, hi everyone. Thank you for joining with me and AJ tonight. We are talking about the heat. Are you burning up yet? And what we need to do to take care of our health with this hot summer weather. Okay, and it's just in general for everybody. Yes, we MSers are affected a little bit more by it, but still, I don't advise anyone to be on that heat and cause yourself heat stroke and do all that stuff. Stay with your fluids, guys. Stay hydrated, hydrated, hydrated. That's really important about that. Yes, but vitamin D is, of course, from the sun. We get that and everything. So I always try and, like I say,
Yes, it's from the sun there. It's from the sun.
it's
Let's
from
keep
the
it
sun.
PG. We're not talking about that other vitamin D.
Goodness.
Now,
So yes,
all y'all know out there that I adopted a fur baby a few months ago, right? You know, a Belgian Malinois, and I'm
yes,
flipping out because the puppy is turning in, he's, maturing because his balls is dropping, right?
Oh
And
Lord.
and before he didn't have no balls, so it was just a dog running down the street with no balls, right? And now his balls are starting to hang, and I'm like, God damn, this fool over here. Uh, is he gonna start getting more aggressive? Because they say when dogs their balls drop there. But anyway, we're off topic. Uh, let's talk MS. I'm just tripping out over here because the dog is growing. He's bigger than he's supposed to be. The chart says, th- at the high end, they're 70 pounds,
Mm.
and he's only 8 months old and he's already over 70 pounds. So I'm thinking he's gonna probably be in the 90s.
He's pretty
And
tall. I've seen him. You've had him on camera before, and
yeah, he's a
yeah, your
big
fur
boy,
baby's pretty tall.
kind of
So
scary. But go ahead.
yeah.
Back to what you were saying. Jingle, come here.
Yes. So um
Let them see.
about the heat. So oh, there he is. So um what I miss most about my life in the sun is, you know, as a young girl, like I said, we spent a lot of time on the water, in my parents' home and stuff. And once I became a young adult and had my own kids, I loved the sun, sunbathing, and all the stuff. We used to. I remember putting a little pool out front of our yard one time, and the kids were young. They were in elementary school and setting up this obstacle course. And when they finished it, they had to I threw a t-shirt in the pool. So the kids had to go in, and they were, being timed who could get done with the fastest. They had to put the t-shirt on as they were in the water. They had to get out, run around the tree, smack a bell, and go under the loop. And they had to do all this stuff. And then at the end, I'd squirt whipped cream all over the face, right? So things like that, enjoying the sun. Now, of course, and my kids were raised in the sun. They all could swim. They go camping and stuff like that. So here at home, because I can't go out much, it takes more energy, to go out and do these things. So I try and do some things at home. I have grandkids and stuff, and Larry has kids and now his first grandchild. But we set up things at home. We stay with the badminton set up in our front yard all year long. So any given time anybody comes to the house, and it's competition time, and it's no joke. We get into some, I wouldn't say me, everybody gets into some, competition games out there. And they even say, well, I now have the red belt and you need to take it from you, the green one, and da 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 da. So the games out there get pretty serious. You know what I mean? Summertime, who doesn't like to be out in your yard, playing whatever games it is, and enjoying your time out there with family too, your grandkids and your children and stuff. So things have changed, of course, because of my multiple sclerosis. I have gotten out in the yard and have played, not very much, not very long. It was a couple weeks ago. I think I got out. Larry, Cheeky Butt, and Papa were outside. And usually I'll go out and watch. I've set up a fan with a mister out there on my porch, so the the kind of the moral to the story is don't give up completely. Um, do compromising things. Well, I can't go out there and play, but I sure can sit and watch. And I'm at the age to where I can't be running out there, like a 22-year-old girl anyway. I'm on the sidelines now doing this with pom poms, from a chair. So, and which I get a lot of joy from, watching my family play, my grandkids play and compete and stuff. So I still have a good time. So it's not like everybody's outside and I'm sitting on the couch. Hell no. I'm gonna get my whatever I need. I go sit out there, and everybody will help me plug this, that in, and everybody helps me and stuff. So everybody still makes me feel part, of the function, what's going on. They'll always say, "Come on, come out with us," and stuff like that. So summertime doesn't mean that we still can enjoy it as warriors, so you just got to do a little compromising sometimes, and rework things, reroute things. It can be done. So those times are really important to keep you knowing that you still can do these things. And it's not just really at home too. So this weekend um was, well, yesterday was my granddaughter Angelisa's 11th birthday. On Saturday we went out to John's Incredible Pizza, and as you guys know, if you guys are here in Sacramento or in other states, they may have it too. It's a all you could eat pizza buffet, pastas, chicken, salads, and dessert bar and stuff, but it has rides and games inside. Okay, so uh, I had planned this, for about 2, 3 weeks prior, and I was like, oh, don't your body be right so you can, make it do this thing, because it's me, the one that's doing this thing. So, and sure enough, the couple days before, I wasn't feeling too hot, and I was thinking, okay, warrior, you need not to do nothing. You need not to do nothing. Just chillax. I made sure I didn't have no plans made, because I know my body. And if I were to even go somewhere, even to go visit someone and then come home, I still will be tore up the next day to not to be able to go out and have another function. That would kill me. Literally would feel like it would kill me. So um body feeling okay, hanging, laying low and doing all that stuff. So yes, I made it to the party, my family was there, and I really had a good time. Most of all, the birthday girl, she did too. She got everything that she had asked for her birthday. Um and I felt so happy to be there. Like, I literally, it's like, it's almost as I'm not taking things for granted anymore. Those things, been there, done that. Sure, yes, I had been to John's Incredible Pizza before umpteen times and stuff, but haven't been there, I think, but one. Oh, maybe not. I was thinking maybe we had been there one time since I fell ill, but maybe not. We would have to go. I am going to go back and check that date, because Angelise was a lot younger. Um, so this time, it hit more into perspective for me, because um knowing that I'm not always able to go to birthday parties and little get-togethers and functions, because of how sickly I feel sometimes. um it has gotten a lot better since I've been on this medication for a year, the Kesimpta. Okay. My friends and family probably agree. They probably haven't seen me feel as well as I do. And I'm not 100% well. I'm not saying that, but I'm sure by conversations and posts and stuff, they probably see me doing a little more than what I had the last 3.5 years. Okay, I spent a lot of time off and on in the hospital, and it's gotten better, and I feel that the fatigue is lessened, and I have spoke about this before. So it has enabled me to do more things, or do something. Okay, so not every day, but maybe every 2, 3 days. There was times before I couldn't do things in a month. Okay, that so i've I've gotten better over this last year. Yeah, let's just say a year, because April 2021 I was in the hospital with a new lesion. And yeah, so um those kind of things. So um you take the little things that you have, and they become big in your eyes and in your heart, because you I'm cherishing more of those things now, and more grateful that I'm able to do that, because I hadn't always been able to do that since I have fallen ill with MS. So, um, in moderation. And to me, everything's in moderation for people with MS or even people with diabetes. You know, you have to take care of your health and things in moderation. Um, we have played croquet in the yard. We have croquet. We have a bunch of different yard games because we have grandkids and we're raising grandkids. So um, before I fell ill, we still did these things. But before I fell ill, we were out of town. We were at Santa Cruz Beach Boardwalk. We were staying at family's house out of town and getting up, the racing up and down the street, you know, in the neighborhood and doing, you know, stuff like that. So now we kind of, because of me, we got to make sure, well, I want to make sure that we can still do things around home because I may not be able to get out and do that. And if someone, you know, family comes over, hey, let's go on the yard. You know, you guys could go on the yard. I'll watch. We can drink lemonade, shit, and shit the shit, shoot the shit, and
Every day is shit talking Sunday.
you know, so it's important. But we had a croquet set and we set up this obstacle course from our front yard all the way to our backyard. You had to go through gates and come back out to the front yard. So that you can enjoy still at home. Don't let the disease consume you. You know,
Mm.
on your time, on your day, when you're feeling at your best, you know, do these things with your loved ones because it matters. When sometimes when you feel that's all you have, may be little to some, but it'll be big to you. You know what I
Mhm.
mean? That's what keeps your life in circulation and going. If you like what you were doing before MS, squeeze it in. Do different things. If you can't, if you were doing a sport that you under sit, you can't stand so long now, get mobility accessories to where you can sit and still
Mhm.
enjoy these things. You know,
People, you guys don't realize how how much you're gonna miss something until you don't have it. You know, I
yeah,
mean,
yeah,
there,
can't until you can't.
there's things
Yeah,
that I talk to a lot of older men in the gym, and you know, let's talk about incognits. These
no,
guys, they would tell they would tell me their war stories on, yeah, I used to line the chicks up and knock them down. That was me. I was Casanova. And I said, okay, well, shit. What about now? He goes, shit, I'm married, man. And I said, okay, so sex is still good. It's everything. And they say, sex. We don't even have that no more. I mean, we don't even
mm-hmm.
do that. Where do they do that at? How long has it been for you? 5, 6, 7 years? You know, sometimes people can't fathom these things until those realities are on your front door. So,
Yeah,
uh, you know, cherish everything.
yeah,
The one thing that you will regret the most is death. So love your loved
yeah,
ones, hold them close, cherish them, because if you don't, when they go, you're gonna miss them. My father's been gone a little over a year now, and for 70 years, well, almost 80 years, he walked this earth.
right.
And to know that he's no longer on this earth, he's in this earth, it's really uh humbling. You
It
know,
is.
my cousin said one thing to me that made me go, wow. Um, when she lost her father, she was like, wow, that's a, you know, it was hard. But when she lost her mother, the reality for her that hit, that she's no longer someone's baby,
Mm,
in the respect that um yeah, your man or your girl, hey baby, it's not the same. I mean,
it's not.
literally, you are no one's child anymore because both your parents are gone.
Yeah,
You know, so when that reality hits, that's some deep stuff to think about. Think outside the box a little bit. Think about
yeah,
that. You
yeah.
know,
In
when you're
more ways. And I mean, and for people with MS, we're hit with that on top of A, B, C, D, E, F, X, Y, Z. Okay.
Mm.
We can fall into that category with incontinence, um, of course, sexual dysfunction, um, from lifting a spoon to feeding ourselves, and also being able to swallow. So we are faced with those challenges every day. Every day. There's so much to the MS life, that you can't be stricken and you are at higher risk, guys. So tonight, I just want to recap a minute. I had a gentleman lined up tonight who is in his 40s, and I reached out to him, and he agreed to be on the show. And he's in a rural part of Indiana, and tonight we just could not get him a stable connection. And we tried before the show. That was going to be He was going to be a guest tonight on our show. He suffers from what is called pseudo bulbar effect. And if you are a warrior and you've done your homework on this disease, um, or you even may suffer from this, um, this pseudobulbar effect is horrible, horrible. Um, and at any given point, and well, let me just, I'm not going to go into that because I'm going to probably do a show with him on that. It's where you have crying bouts for no reason, or laughing fits for no reason. Okay. You could be in a funeral and just start busting up uncontrollably, and it's due to a neurological disorder from injury, disease, that type of thing. Okay, so that just goes. That's just a little piece, and I did a piece on pseudobulbar effect, called PBA, and I wanted to do that tonight with him on the show, but unfortunately, hopefully, I told him, hopefully, we're going to work on connection, and sometime in the near future, hopefully we could get Brian, back on the show. He's agreed, and he knew connection issues. Might had been an issue, but anyhow, so there's so many other ailments that um multiple sclerosis warriors deal with. And so it's not just what you see me and my complaints. Some people, as you guys know, are bedbound, wheelchair, on top of having incontinence, whether it be on the bladder side or, the boo-booing side. It's all there. A lot of people don't want to leave home because they have these issues, and let alone to be intimate with your partner, and have these issues. So there's so many things, just the little things. um I've learned not to take for granted. um Cleaning up, sorry, you guys get emotional. So I never thought that I would think, and just stand in my kitchen sweeping my floor um would be the highlight of my day, thanking God that how much I love sweeping my floor. Not because I want a clean floor, because I'm not anal like that. I don't have OCD. I could leave the dishes in the sink 2 days, now that I've been sick. Before I wasn't sick, no. But, I've learned to adapt and know that I come first over anything in my house that can be put off. I've learned that. Before, no, I would never go to bed with dishes in my sink. Now Yeah, dishes, you can stay there till tomorrow. But at any given time, things can. I've had my left hand. I wasn't able to use my left hand 5 years ago when I got struck with an attack at my diagnosis. So and look at my left hand now. It's not fast like my right one, but I could snap my fingers. I could put on my press on nails. You know what I mean? I still wear my ring, you know what I mean? And I can hold my chin up and, you know, um, grateful. But to be missing that at one part of my life, not knowing if I would get it back, yeah. Okay. And the opportunity to sweep my own floor, it's more than humbling, more than humbling, guys. So um it's so much that every day you've got to wake up and say, all right, huh, all right, this is me today, and this is how I'm gonna make the best of my day. you know um Not letting it consume you and not giving up your life, you know, whether heat, storm, winter, whatever. Um, because if you like the cold, of course going to come, and the same thing, same thing. Moderation. If you like the cold, sure, put on your beanie cap, your mittens, your boots, go sit on your porch with your hot cocoa and watch the rain and feel the breeze across your face. Whatever it is that you enjoy, that you love, it could be the slightest anything. um do it. Do it. You only know how much and how you can do that, but you can, and you know when it's your time to do it. If you're feeling good today and you know you could go sweep that floor, you enjoy it because you're grateful that you can stand to sweep the floor in your arms. uh, You're able to sweep. You may not be sweeping like you used to, but you're still able to do it. Okay, this is where I'm at with my MS. Okay. I love fingernails. I love having my nails done. Um, what I do now, because sometimes the acrylics are too heavy for my hands, especially my left one, and it's very expensive. I was spending a couple $100s a month on nails, and I said, "Forget this." And I seen my friend; she had beautiful press-on nails, and I said, "Really, those are press-on nails?" She said, "Yes, girl." I said, "Where'd you get them? Because I'm going to try some." So she did. Thank you, because you've saved me hundreds of dollars, and I'm still looking cute. Um, but I sit on my bed, I bring out my box. If I need anything, Larry brings it to me. I sit up there and I have a good old time. I prop my feet up. I don't do my feet. I do go to the shop. Larry takes me to the top shop to have my feet done. I like them touching on my toes and rubbing my legs and stuff like that. So I go to get pampered for that. But um, the things that you now 20 years ago, I would dare put on press on nails. I never thought about press on nails and oh, let me go to the shop and da da da. I can't always go to the shop when I want nails because I don't feel good or strong enough to get out and go deal with it. So guess what? I sit in my bed in the comfort of my own home, pull out this big old box that I have everything in there. I will do a show one day on pampering myself, what I do at home to still make me feel that I'm in the loop. I love nails. I don't have to give up my nails because I can't go to the shop, especially when they acrylic breaks. You know, you got to go get that fixed. You know how many times I was in the hospital and needed a fill? I gave that shit up because a month before, 2, 3 weeks before, I had already spent, let's say, $400 or $500 on nails. Now we're talking a couple months, right? My nails are long now, and da da da. I go to the hospital. I need a fill. I can't get a feel. So guess what I'm doing? I'm biting all my stuff off in the hospital because they look like crap and I need to take the acrylic off, and I'm breaking my nails off with it. And I said, you know what? There's got to be a better way for me to still enjoy this and not have to deal with it on MS time. I'm gonna deal with my nails on my time because I should have that right. It's my right, right? Right. So, but anyhow, and I could change the color, the pattern, the look, design, decorate them, gem them up, stamp them up anytime I friggin' want to. If I'm going to a wedding tomorrow, I could take these off and put on some shimmery gold ones and match my outfit. You guys need to get on board, warriors, with the press ons. But so yeah, that is, um don't give up what you love doing. Don't give up being you. Do it in moderation. Don't overdo it to cause yourself flare, relapse, to hurt any of your progress that has gotten you to that point. And that's where I'm at. I'm on routine. It's helping me stay moving, guys, even though I'm stiff in the morning. My left arm hurts to bend it all the way out. I got something going on here. MS right here is in my elbow in this crease, but I'm taking it easy. I'm not going to keep stretching it all the way out. I'll do some warm tonight and put some uh, gel on it. Just keep it mellow. I'm not going to overwork it and overdo it to cause myself any setback. So I'm on this small routine in moderation, guys, and that's what I'm doing. And every time I talk to you guys here, I let you guys know really how I'm managing and what I'm doing and how I'm doing it to manage my MS in my life with MS. So at this point in time, sure, you're going to see me down, going to see me down for a very, very long time, right? None of us. We need to stay um, relapse free, flare free. And that's when we have to take an account for our health. No stress, watch the heat, watch your sugar intake that causes inflammation, get the proper rest, get the proper water in, you guys. Summertime, you got to be careful. Please don't overdo it. Don't think, oh, I'm feeling like $1,000,000 today. I'm going to go outside jogging and then I'm going to go down the street and walk home with the 4 bags of groceries. And then I'm going to go home and build a sandcastle, in my backyard. And yeah, um, every one of us, from what I know and spoke to, you know, you warriors, we all have limits. We know our limits, right? So as long as you stay within that circumference that you know what you can do, you'll be all right. And just use that as your guide in your progression. Okay. Um, I think that's really about it. I can't say too much more about heat, guys. I want to say um, I'm going to watch myself with heat. And I bought a beach cruiser. I bought a bike. I've rode it one time already. I will be recording and showing you guys all my journey on my bike. Um, I need to find my selfie stick so I can ride and hold that. I won't dare hold my phone and try and ride at the same time. I will
Put it on
be
a stick and ride at the same time,
selfie stick.
but you're still holding it and riding at both.
Selfie stick will be better
Okay,
than
well,
trying to hold the phone. I will drop my phone. It'll be in a bajillion pieces. But anyway, I said to myself, you know what? I want to ride in the evening times with my grandkids. I'm not going to let MS stop me from doing that, you guys. I thought, okay, I'll ride my electric scooter. Okay. Uh, no, I want to ride a bike. Okay. So I did. I went out and bought me a beach cruiser. It's cute. I'll show you guys all on camera. So, and I know at the right time when I feel it's the right time to get out and do it. Of course, right now in the midday, hot as uh like AG said, hot as what in Atlanta?
Atlanta? I didn't say nothing about Atlanta.
What'd you say?
I don't know.
Yes, you did. But anyhow, so I'll say hotter than a witch's titty in Alabama. Okay, so there you have it. So, but anyhow, so I'll keep you guys on my little journey with riding the bike with my grandkids and stuff on that. So
Yeah,
I want to just acknowledge, I'm gonna ride out by acknowledging my viewers tonight. Josh, hello. Stephanie, hi. Yes, uh son, hey. And with that being said, guys, please take care of you, because if you don't, who will, right? Thank you, you guys, for tuning in and sharing your hour with your girl, the MS Warrior, the multiple sclerosis warrior. And I hope to see you guys back here next Tuesday, the same time. And I appreciate all the love and support you guys have given me since AG has taken his time and skills to put on the show for the MS community these last few months. I really, really do appreciate it. And on that note, um, AG, thank you so much for tonight, friend. I'll be in touch as we always are after the show.
yeah,
And hey, keep cool, guys. Watch your temp. Don't try to be badasses and go out there and knock it in the head in
right.
moderation. Remember, moderation, moderation, moderation.
Yep,
All
yep.
right.
Well, y'all, uh, I pushed the wrong button. Sorry. Hey, just let you know, we way over, and everybody stay blessed. Um, like she said, take care of yourself, because if you don't, who will? Because I'm AG the dad, and it's shit talking Sundays, and every day is shit talking Sundays. So get to shit talking. Peace. Love y'all. I'm out.